Happy Wednesday and happy Valentine's Day. Whether you celebrate it or you don't, whether you have a partner or not, I hope it's just a fantastic day for you. I got a little partner here in Benji, the Wonder Dog, and I don't know, that today got me thinking about what's a good topic to talk about, and I thought I'd talk about relationships, not in the romantic sense per se, but just relationships in general and maybe how some of that manifests into your writing. This is something I've been thinking about a lot and I talked about in a couple videos. As I mentioned, I'm working on a story right now for a anthology called Mosaic, and that anthology is just about people, and that can be relationships, love, anything related to people and their interconnectedness. And I wrote a short story that's currently in the editing phases right now that is very much pulling from things in my life. I mean, the main character and all the characters are fictional, but there's aspects of them that are pulled from my real life, and in no small part influenced by one of my best friends passing away 5+ years ago now, and just the profound effect that had on my life. And I wanted to, in some way, recognize that and have that as part of something I wrote. And that story is going to be coming out later this year. I'll tease more and share more things about that and the whole Mosaic anthology as we kind of put together materials for it. But I'm tremendously proud of it, and it's certainly a far cry from the science fiction I've written. But I think it's going to turn out really well. And I was a little nervous at first, even though, like I said, there's no direct correlation between any one character and one person. It's kind of amalgamation of things. It still feels weird doing that. I know. I even talked to Darren Miller, who does the Dwayne Morrow series, and asked him, is because he's candid about how some of the characters were inspired by real life people, and how do you get around that? How do people react to that when they know that? But even as I go into my, far-fetched fantasy sci-fi world of the Gamatritis series and others, there's things that are pulled from real life. My friend Corey's listening to the audiobook right now for Gemini Girl, and he said that sometimes when he's hearing some of the lines from people, particularly Lorelei Ogden, it's like, I can hear you. That's like stuff you say. I mean, I think that's just inevitable. Like, you have a character that's kind of your primary character, they're going to pull things from you, the author. And then there's other characters throughout that series that are kind of pulled from real life. The Darrow character, I've talked about that for quite some time. It's based off of not only a character from a science fiction show, but named after the real actor that played that. Obviously, somebody I've not met in my life, but affected my creativity and entertainment in some way. And I'm just curious in general. I mean, I think that's probably true of a lot of people, but whether you're writing fantasy, science fiction, contemporary, historical, unless there's real, like, direct correlation to some real life historical figure or whatever, I'm thinking there's got to be inspiration of people or people or thing yourself that manifests in what you write, and it's only natural. And I'm just curious, as you're watching this, or just in general, anybody, where do you get inspiration for your characters? How do you flesh them out and make them believable, real life, feel good, relatable to people? Just something I've been thinking about today, as I kind of wrapped up the last round of that short story I talked about. So, with the whatever remainder you got left on your Wednesday or later when you're watching this, I hope whenever you find this that you're having an awesome time. And as always, I appreciate the watches. We'll talk to you soon. Benji's napping right now, but he says goodbye too.